Nick? Yeah. Did you know that Von Karma's daughter is only 18, just like me? Yeah. Why? I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time, all by herself, and she all so grown up. Yeah, and I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. And then you look at me, and well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm the suspect in a murder trial. But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through. Good morning. It's you look like you're doing well today. I'm so happy for you. Hey, morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother's coming today to show her support. Yeah, that's right, Pearly. Hey, Pearls. Yes, Mr. Nick? Do you think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Mia today? Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch. Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help. Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. Pearly, not this again. Please, can you do this for me, Pearls? Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later, then. I'll leave you two alone for a minute. Phew, thank goodness. Nick, this way Pearl won't be able to see today's trial. What do you mean? What's going on? It's all bad news, Maya. It's all bad news. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. The defense is not able to speak today. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Let's start already. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The image of your defeat face will be transmitted all over the world. All over the world, huh? Sounds like you've made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix. Don't be foolish, you foolish fools wearing the foolish fool's clothing. The famous one is me. I'm the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. Uh-huh. That's nice, Miss Von Karma. Glad to see you're in such good spirits today, Miss Fey. It's truly what they say. Women really are scary when they fight. Now then, a very interesting theory has presented during yesterday's session, that the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes. And this key is proof of that. This key is the only key of the channeling chamber. Was not there where it should have been. Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin. Alright, let's hear it. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of the arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What? But Miss Von Karma, then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying then that the person in this picture is not the defendant? I never said that wasn't the defendant. Then what is the meaning of this? All I am saying is Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room, and I believe that is when the key she had dropped. Can you substantiate your claim? Isn't that what I'm here for? The prosecution would like to call the defendant, Aunt Morgan Fey, to the stand. Just as I suspected, Aunt Morgan. Poor Mia, she's really torn by this. Witness, name and occupation. My name is Morgan Fey, and I am a spirit medium, in a manner of speaking. I'm sorry, but what do you mean in the manner of speaking? I don't think anyone really cares. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya then. Spirit severing technique? A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world. That is. Yes, that is. You, be quiet. Now, witness. Something happened while you were performing the technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. What in the world could have... Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room. Well, what? And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while in possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber. Order, order, order. Miss Fey, please testify to this court what happened during that time. Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. After we heard the gunshot, those two broke down the door and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from the Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck, and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Why didn't you tell us this earlier? Why have you been hiding this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. That's right. She's simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Why is she making a point to take a stab at me? Never mind. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. My aunt is a very smart and sly person. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. I don't think we will, because I don't see anything, really. I'm going to have to press her. After we heard the gunshot, these two broke the chamber doors. Just now you said those two. Who were these two people you were referring to? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lada's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply could not understand her artistic English, not to mention she looks awful. I can already see people in the Heartland gearing up for riots. In any case, I have already sent the repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Oh, thanks. What did you do after that, Miss Fey? I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. Yes, that is a very good point. At the time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which, there was another what, madam? Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. I want to hear the end of this sentence. Yes, question further. I need something. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of the room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and that camera woman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself. Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Fey. This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Miss Fey, please continue. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. During your investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head, and this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by that statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie. But why would you lie about something like that? It is very painful for me to say this, however. The witness was lying to cover for the defendant. She was covering for Maya? So you were covering for the defendant? Well, yes. It was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected. Something unexpected? What, pray tell, did she... The witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there is always later. Yes, very well. Why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Now, witness, continue with what happened. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped the room. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit it to such a thing, however, yes. But you are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There is no way she could have escaped so easily from you. Have you forgotten already, Miss Phoenix Wright? Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that at the time, the defendant was not physically Maya Fey. Oh. Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand. Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. But if she had ran away, wouldn't you have given chase right away? Well, yes, I would have. However, with great strength, she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. You fainted? I became dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor. How long were you unconscious? I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps? And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere at that time. Happy, witness, elaborate on the point for us. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Is that because you were unconscious? Why, yes. Right. Well, now what? So while you were unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went. I would think that was obvious, good sir. If that's true, then how can you know for sure that the defendant left the channeling chamber at all? Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself. It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this, but the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It means that she has another witness up her sleeve. That's what. It looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness. That's enough. From what I can tell, there is nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber. I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt. Now, let's take a look at the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber? Yes. That is exactly... Be quiet, you. Now then, what the escapee had done was she had gone to speak with a certain person. She went to speak with someone? Who was it? The prosecution calls Miss Eenie Meenie, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Eenie Meenie, I think you can see where this is headed. Witness, name and occupation. Okay, so my name is like Eenie Meenie. I'm like a researching like parapsychological stuff at the university. What is parapsychological? Let's see. It's like I guess most people call it occult stuff. Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means. Then I suggest you go home and research it yourself. Yes, sir. Now then, Miss Meenie. After the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is that correct? Like I guess. If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is alright, isn't it, Your Honor? Yes, sir. For the love of things good, Your Honor, have some spine for my sake. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Like, a little later, someone came into my room, like, really suddenly. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I, like, hadn't seen her in, like, so long. I was so happy in, like, a sad way. My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible. Well, can you elaborate on that? That could be a key point. Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person that entered your room was your sister. Don't you mean the defendant Maya Fey? Really now, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at that time. Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of the witness's sister? Yes, Meenie Miney. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. Oh, well, this is... Witness? Like, yeah. In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what the terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Like, do I totally really have to? Of course. Miss Meenie, please. My sister, like, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Eenie. She took her revenge? Are you sure that's what she said? Yes. There. Are you satisfied, Your Honor? I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit would go so far to use a medium to get revenge. It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. The end. What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for. This testimony just now was all made up. Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Mia, what do you mean? It was well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind that tapestry of lies. Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder. Yet again, the foolishly fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you'll make this one more entertaining than the last. Like, when the channeling started, I was sleeping in the side room. Yeah, we saw that. Was that because of your, sesame seed allergy? Like, that's right. I, think that there were sesame seeds, in the lunch they served that day. I had this, premeditation that it was going to totally be a seedy day. Yes, indeed. I see. Am I the only one who missed the boat here? Anyway, so you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping? A little later, someone came into my room, really suddenly. Do you know the time? Maybe a little before 11 a.m., something like that, I think? 11 a.m.? Yeah, my stomach is totally ready for, food. Oh, no, I think you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what time it is now. I meant what time was it when someone came into your room. Oh, so, that's what you meant. You should have been more, clear about it. Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. It's really... That's it? You stopped mid-sentence. Did I? So, what was I talking about again? Never mind. Witness about this person who entered the side room. It was oh my god, totally my sister. Are you absolutely sure? I guess. You guess. Was it or was it not your sister who entered? I don't know. I mean, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I'm an only child. But more than that, she managed to mess up the question with her answer. Well, Mr. Wright, the defense rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Miss Meanie Miney? I hadn't seen her in so long. I was so happy in a sad way. You were happy in a sad way? Yeah, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But maybe I was someone who didn't know about the occult. But I know all about the Korean channeling technique. Korean Charon. The point here is the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. Yeah, like what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? No, keep questioning, because I don't see anything yet. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to, think anything was strange. But don't keep badgering her. You know the phrase objection. Could you try using it once in a while? Mr. Wright? This question is what the witness felt when she saw her sister. Is it really important? It is very important, although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Alright, Mr. Wright, Miss Meany, please amend your testimony. Okay, I'm totally cool with that. I wasn't scared at all, and her costume looked totally normal. Yeah, okay. That's normal to you? And there's blood on it? That was a very well-spun lie, Miss Meany. What are you babbling about this time? It's well-constructed, but that's all it was. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Miss Meany, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Yeah, and... But I don't think that's what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone had appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Miss Meany, why did you not include the blood you saw in the testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat. Order. Miss Meany, what is the meaning of this? Miss Meany, I'm thinking, don't interrupt me. Eep. And what are you stammering about, Your Honor? That witness. Her personality did a complete 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. First of all, calm yourself, witness. I'm sorry. I, didn't mean to snap. Now, hurry up with the testimony. If you please... The judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's going to be. He's useless. The side room was, kind of dark, you know? So, the costume is, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And I, pursued my sister. It wasn't, right to do something like that. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood. You think? Thanks, Gramps. Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? Alright, I guess not. Very well. You may question the witness. I kinda think I know where it is. And then I took my sister to the channel. Broken by Pearl right before the murder. Under repair in the hallway until peace. No, okay. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. It was before the murder. Was your sister calm by that time? I guess so. I guess maybe, taking her revenge on Dr. Rigg, made her feel a lot better. I'd like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix, right? The sooner the better. She says with her whip at the ready. And, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's no good. I can't find anything wrong. Phoenix, the judge believes this testimony. If you don't find some sort of hitch in her statement, it'll end the trial. I know. We have to give another shot. It doesn't matter how many times we listen, we can't give up. The side room was kind of dark, you know? Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room. Don't push your subjective opinions into the court. That's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Miss Meanie's? You are such a hopeless cause. Witness, you may feel free to ignore this trite little man. Like, okay. Ugh, I can't breathe. Let me out of here. So, like, the costume is, like, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. You didn't see the blood. Like, yeah. But she must have had the gun with her at the time as well. That, Are you going to tell me next that you didn't notice the gun either? I, like, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, like, her face. Continue. And I, like, pursued my sister. It wasn't, like, right to do something like that. And what was your sister, Miss Meanie Miney, like, at the time? Well, she was, like, totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think she knew. She said she did something really bad. And, like, she said she wanted to go with me to, like, apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mia's spirit really say all that to you? Like, yeah. May I ask you one more little thing, Miss Meanie? Like, sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place, huh? Like, what do you mean? When you were going to the crime scene. I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to the court. Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber is all that important? It's very important. I ask because it's very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. Very well. Miss Meanie, if you will, please conclude a statement about your testimony. Like, I don't get why, but okay. I didn't see anyone on the way there to the channeling chamber. The channeling chamber. Okay, so that's a lie. There we go. That's what I meant to present. I finally found the fault, or I guess in your case, the crack in your perfect lie. Take a look at this urn. Like, urn? There are cracks. Do you see them? So, like, what does that prove? Who cares about some worn-out old urn? Like, yeah. I already, like, said I didn't see, like, anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. I didn't, like, totally say anything about, like, an urn, or did I? It looks like you still don't understand. I propose that if you had really been walking along the winding way at the time, there would have been no way you could have not seen this person. I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. Yes, and how is this child relevant? It just so happened that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the central garden. Oh, and she just happened to break this urn. Oh. Wait, she broke the urn? Yep, she accidentally knocked it over with her ball. And Pearl was the one who put it back together, while sitting right in the middle of the winding way. What? Miss Meanie. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. Grr. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Meanie. You are a masterful liar. Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say. The one who needs to watch what she says is the witness. So, Miss Meanie, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? There's no way. Your lies end here. Well, what do you mean? The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room and says that's not possible. And I say that's not possible because there is clearly a contradiction here. A contradiction. Where's the contradiction? Help me, Mia. Help me. Is it in the evidence? Help me, Mia. I may have overreached this one. Is there really a contradiction somewhere? Don't worry, you're on the right path, Phoenix. It might be a little hard for you to see the contradiction, but it's there. So just this once. Do you want me to help you out? Yes, please. Please, I need your help now. Hold on. First, calm down, Phoenix. Good. That girl, she slipped up with her words. Her words? If she was in the side room the entire time, then she just testified about something she shouldn't have any knowledge of. And what was that? The rest is up to you to figure out on your own. Mr. Wright, what is your answer? Okay, time to add another bluff to the pile. The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep on the side room. And I say that's not possible because there is clearly a contradiction here. Contradiction? Where's the contradiction? Earlier in your testimony, Miss Meanie, you made the following statement. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? It's very simple. Miss Meanie, how did you know that fact? How? I can see that Miss Fey was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Meanie, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by the way of the winding way. But look at the manor guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way. Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Meanie, please answer the question. Don't ask a question off a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you've put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix, right? You might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah. The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eenie Meenie. So now is the time to prove it. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Miss Meanie was here, of course. But that's the channeling chamber. Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Meanie was at the scene of the crime. Order. That's why that is... Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the channeling chamber when it started. Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Simple. Miss Eenie Meenie was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where was I hiding? Here, of course. But behind the folding screen? Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no one hiding behind the folding screen. See, you stupid jerk. Quit being quick to pull the pin and slime ball. Now, Mr. Me, one so young as you shouldn't be saying, shut up, Gramps. As if I know exactly how old I am. I'm sorry. Looks like I pipes out the burst. Guess I should help again. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Clothing box. Miss Meanie, how you were able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. That tiny little box? No person can fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproven. Lotta disproved it. But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with this murder at all. Yeah, that's right. I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time. Mr. Wright? Do you think you could prove where the clothing box was at the time of the... Yes, I can. With some evidence. And now I present the piece of evidence that will prove that this clothing box was at the scene of crime when the murder took place. The bullet hole. Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid, as if there is any sort of evidence in that old thing. What on earth? I don't have time for you to sit there and surprise. Hurry up and say it already. There's a hole, an 8-inch off the ground, about 8 inches off the ground. A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have I heard that before? The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Miss Meanie, you were hiding behind the folding screen, waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Order. So what are you saying? I'm saying, then Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying this photo is Miss Eenie Meenie? That's exactly what I'm saying. Miss Eenie Meenie, you were holding inside the clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as a Maya Fey. To masquerade as Maya Fey, she had planned it from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No, stop. I can't stand to listen to any more of your foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretend to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do all by themselves. It really is impossible for one person to do all the preparation, that is. Ow! Need I remind, the foolish receive no mercy. Well, wait, Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? Well, you can't be serious. Miss Meanie, you had an accomplice. Grr, this person? If it wasn't someone from Corin Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fey house, you wouldn't have had the box to use. Morgan Fey? Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier? What do you have to say to this, Miss Meanie? Grr. You shot Dr. Gray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it? Nah. I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then, the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other 2, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey, the strong sleeping agent. Then she stabbed Dr. Gray with the knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened. Unexpected? Yes. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and After that, you and the other lady thought to break through the room. Yes, the gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear, which is why, upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Miss Meanie, she immediately covered her own costume with blood and pretended to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through, which is precisely why Morgan Fey chased us out. Please, leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. What is one supposed to say? This is the real truth behind this murder. Who is that laughing at a time like this? Oh, you simple-minded fool. I'm sorry. Are you still, by chance, evolving? What is this time? What is this time? Miss Von Karma. Surely, of course, it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something so petty? What in the world? Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very critical area. And that is, if this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Huh? Working together with a medium, pretending to be one, putting on the whole act. What reason would she have to do such a foolish thing? Well, yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Eenie Meenie want to kill Dr. Gray? Where is her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Yeah, motive. I don't have one. A motive? I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reasoning to wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is... I would say that... 1 year ago... Is that a word search? I'm having a tough time finding the word motive. My eyesight is failing me. Making you not want to get old, doesn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I've got to take my... Okay, let me think about this. One more time. A motive. A motive. I mean, it could be her sister, but I'm going to try this. Just as I thought, you bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix Wright. Just great. Now even she is calling me by my full name. You think I did this revenge for my sister's death? Yes. Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing? What do you mean by that, senile, stupid Gramps? I'm, going to explain, so, please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I, wanted revenge, then, I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, the guy that thought of the spirit thing was, Dr. Gray. It was, a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know. She's back to her airheaded persona. However, you see... Youch! Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own theory. The end. I think we have our answers, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Meanie has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fey to cooperate with this plan. You don't even have any truly decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your point. Tisk tisk, so many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place. Well, what's happening? I thought I had her for sure. See, it's just as I told you. I hope you liked your slice of humble pie. Very well. I now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Eenie Meenie. Your Honor, please, allow the defense one more minute. Alright? You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it does sound like it's a ridiculous, messed up plan for a murder. But, you know, regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happened for a reason. There is a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And it also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. Time is up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please? If you want to say you can prove Miss Meanie had a motive, then, you might as well do it now before I say your client's guilty. Why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide the reason? Can I really do this? Yeah, I guess I got a reason. I am not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. Only you can prevent wildfires. I will show the substation the fact that Miss Mia had a motive. Too bad, you're too late. My cross-examination has already ended, after all. Eek. Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix, right? Well, what? You're supposed to be on my side. Aye. A Von Karma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And I don't care if you are my witness, so help me. I will throw you out of my way. No way. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue this cross-examination after we reconvene. Hey, wait a second. Is it really true about my aunt? I'm afraid so, Maya. There is no way Eni could have killed Dr. Gray by herself. And under the circumstances, there's no one else other than your aunt, Morgan. That's terrible. Why? Why would my aunt... Everything is going just as I predicted, Mr. Phoenix, right? Miss Von Karma, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to take revenge on Nick? Nick had nothing to do with what happened to your dad. Don't you have something better to worry about? Say, your own situation? Looking down on me even though we're the same age. Are you done yet? You've caused enough pain and suffering. Not yet. My goal is to defeat you, and let the world know of your defeat. But even if you do that, it won't bring your father back. Whatever. In the meantime, let's bring this match to its conclusion. And then we'll know who's the real winner. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Can you prove Miss Eenie Meenie had a motive? Yes, I believe I can. I believe I can. Eenie Meenie and Dr. Gray have only one point of connection, and that is the car accident 1 year ago. The motive I'm looking for must be there. Miss Meenie, please testify to the court about your car accident last year. Huh? I thought, you wanted to, ask about my, motive. I, don't see the point in, bringing up the past. Miss Meenie, if you would, please. Oh, okay. I totally don't think it'll do any good, but... That was, last year in May. Something really bad had happened at, my sister's clinic around then. And, the night of the accident, my sister was totally tired while she was driving. I was, totally pooped, too. So I, fell asleep in the passenger seat. I, woke up because of a jolt and, it was a sea of flames around me. I, opened the door and, got away. I think I've heard of this incident. It was all the talk on the tabloid show day after day last year. Yes, and there was a talk about Dr. Gray drugging your sister. Yeah, those were merely rumors. Total baseless gossip. Yes. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Right now, it's impossible to prove that Dr. Gray did in fact drug Miss Meanie's sister. Yeah, which means I'll have to work this from another angle. That was like last year in May. Didn't some sort of medicine malpractice happen in your sister's hospital then? Yeah, like, that was in like May. Like, the thing with all the patients dying was like May 2nd, and like our accident was like on the 24th. 2 accidents back to back. Do you assume it's just a coincidence? My sis was like totally tired, so that's why, duh. Like, something really bad had happened at like my sister's clinic. Yeah, that was the malpractice incident where 14 patients died, correct? Yeah, that was the case of the mistake. I thought it was 12. I guess it's 14. Even worse. Like I heard, it was cause the medicine like got mixed up. Was that the fault of your sister, Meanie Miney? Like, no way. Dr. Gray like wanted to blame it on my sister. That incident had nothing to do with the murder here. Besides, the police report has already documented that it was entirely Meanie Miney's fault. Which means, as far as the real facts are concerned, Meanie Miney is the one who made the mistake, but like, it really wasn't my sis. And like, the night of the accident, my sister was totally tired while she was driving. She was totally tired? You mean exhausted? Like, she had to talk to the police and like, was being investigated like every day. It was like a totally terrible situation. It's no wonder then that the car accident happened, huh? Press harder. So then, why didn't you ask to switch places? Huh? Like, what are you talking about? I meant switch drivers. If your sister was so tired, then you should have switched with her. True. But like, I don't like have a driver's license. This is news to me. I was not aware you didn't have your license, Miss Meanie. Miss Meanie, please amend your testimony. Like, okay, anyways. I like, didn't have my license. Yeah, okay, you didn't have your license. What about this license photo? Liar. Miss Meanie, that was a lame lie just now. Like, what do you mean? I know you had your license back then. This photo you took the express purpose of getting your driver's license. What is the meaning of this, Meanie? That's right. Yeah, I had like a license, but I didn't get it until after the accident. No, you had it. You had it at the time of the accident. Director Hottie, or the guy that pretended to be him anyway, said so. What are you talking about? That perverted fake clinic director? Yes, that perverted fake clinic director. And how? Ouch! No one cares. Witness. When did you receive your your driver's license? Like last November. What? November? The accident happened last May. That's half a year lapse in time, Mr. Phoenix, right? What in the... That's what happened, Mr. Wright? At the time of the accident, Miss Meanie did not have her driver's license? How? Cry and my whip will accommodate. Anyways, without a license, the witness and her sister could not have switched drivers. I'm like, glad you get it, but... like, even if I had my license, I, like, don't think my sis would've, like, let me drive. Yow. Don't just stand there humming to yourself. Not you too, Mia, with the whip and the pain and the ow. Miss Meanie, why do you think you would not have been allowed to drive anyways? Well, that's because... I think the situation calls for more details. Testimony, Miss Meanie, if you please. Like, how annoying. Oops, like, sorry. Didn't mean to be mean. Like, around that time, I was, like, really close to getting my license. My sis was, like, this total big fan of cars and, like, really valued them. She, like, had just gotten this really shiny, bright red sports car. She, like, would say things like, no way I letting you a noob driver my car. So, like, that's why I ended up in the passenger seat that night, too. Okay. I see. A bright red sports car. Now then, the defense may question the witness. I'm not terribly knowledgeable about cars, but... So, what do you mean by really close? Like, I had one of those permit things. I think that's what they're called. Permit. Wow, the big name lawyer boy doesn't even know what a driver's permit is? Well, this lawyer never had a permit. What? And ignorance is to be whipped. What is it with her? All she said in the last few minutes is utter nonsense. So, like, may I continue? My sis was like this total big fan of cars and like totally valued them. She valued cars? How much would you say she valued cars? Well, like, she flipped out at like a drop of rain and like said she noticed it if someone like touched the car door in dirty hands. Sure. Why does she take such special care of the car? How can you say that? It was a brand spanking new car. New car. Like, you wouldn't want to, like, get it dirty, would you, Mr. Lawyer? I would think that cars getting dirty is just another fact of life, but I guess people who really love cars think otherwise. Phoenix, try asking something of more significance, alright? Well, Mr. Meanie, what kind of car was it? She, like, had just gotten this really bright red sports car. It was a new car? Yeah. She had it, like, just gotten it. It was, like, from the UK. The UK. Where are those her boyfriend's initials? And it was really a special model. She had waited for a whole year for it to arrive. I guess her love of cars would be obvious. Next topic. I really don't know anything about cars, but if I had a feeling this was bound to come up. Your Honor. Yes, please have the witness append what she said to her testimony. You mean the part about it being a special imported car? Yes. Sigh. Well, if you like cars that much, then that's not my point. Though, to be honest, I don't know what the point is either. Miss Meanie, would you please fix your testimony? Sure, whatever. From England, you say? 1 year ago, died from cerebral. I was totally tired and I dropped to sleep. Then there was a crash. A sea of flames, and I was still... I don't remember anything. I'm gonna push this one, just to make sure. I yelled, hold it, pretty forcefully, but I don't actually know what to ask about the car. Ask for the heck of it. So yes, what am I supposed to pick for a topic? Let's start with this. Why are British cars good? Like, huh? They're expensive and their driver's seats is opposite to our cars here in the States. It would seem there is no benefit to owning one. Like, huh? This whole steering wheel on the right side thing, it's kind of goofy, isn't it? You don't know. What do you know? That sleek shape, that wild blah 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 blah. Ugh, forgive me. Personality really changed at the drop of a hat. It's interesting, isn't it, Phoenix? Bit by bit, we're beginning to see the real contradiction behind this case. So, I think I... Wait, no. I'm hitting them wrong. Na-na-na, it's from England. Other women was not able to investigations. I was like totally tired and dropped to sleep. Then there was this crash. I was like half asleep, but I opened the right door. She was the passenger. She would be on the left side of a UK car, right? Miss Meanie, do you remember this article? It's an article about the accident. You had said this in it. But I opened the right door and, like, got out. That's correct, isn't it? Like, why are you suddenly asking me about that? Your Honor, which side of the passenger seat, the left or the right? Well, it's on the right, of course, because the driver is on the left side. That would be if you were an American car, but it would be the opposite in a British car. Opposite? The two of them were riding in a British car. In that case, the passenger side would be on the left side. What do you mean by this? Miss Meanie, you said that you had escaped using the right side of the car. But if you were sitting there, then that means you were in the driver's seat. Order, in the court, order. Mr. Phoenix Wright is blabbering nonsense again. Eenie said that the person who was driving was her older sister, Meanie Miney. That is what Eenie said, yes, but that is where her story falls apart. Somewhere, all of us made a big error in our assumptions. Phoenix, it looks like you finally found the real root of this murder. If we connect all the dots, there can only be one answer. I'd like to ask the court a question. Eenie or Miney, who was really driving that night? It was, I gotta look at the profiles because I'm so bad. I'm gonna say it was the same person. It was Meanie. The answer is the one person who had her driver's license, Meanie Miney. After all, that makes her the only person who could legally drive. But you just said the witness, Miss Eenie Meanie, was the one in the driver's seat. Which leads us to the next question. The next question? Who is the person standing at the witness stand right now? What sort of idiotic ruse is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? The witness name is... I'll tell you what her name really is. This witness' real name is... Meanie Miney. That is your real name. All this foolish drabble. Then how do you explain her appearance? This witness had severe facial burns when she was admitted into the hospital. So for the purpose of facial reconstruction, the surgeon used this picture. Facial reconstruction surgery? This is the picture she gave to her doctor at the time. That's right. It's a picture of her younger sister. No, but Meanie Miney, she died in the car accident. That's what everyone thought. However, that was not the case. Then the body they found at the crash site, that was the body of the real Eenie Meanie. Isn't that right, Miss Meanie Miney? That car accident 1 year ago. The one who died that night was Eenie Meanie. Her sister, Meanie, then stole her face and was reborn as Eenie. With this, she effectively erased Meanie Miney from existence. Your Honor, I'm sure you can now see why Meanie had to kill Dr. Gray. What is the meaning of this nonsense? Dr. Gray wanted to call back the spirit of a dead person. Specifically, the spirit of his nurse that died in the crash, Meanie Miney. However, that would not have been possible, because Meanie Miney was still in fact alive. And that fact would have been discovered had the channeling been conducted. So, this witness had to stop that from happening. At all costs. And that's why she had to kill Dr. Turner Gray? Is that what you're saying? Yes. But before the channeling, Dr. Gray had the misfortune of consulting this witness about communicating with the dead. And in that moment, his fate was sealed. What? Well, Miss Miss Von Karma. Eek, what did you say my name just now? Looks like I've been unmasked. Witness. That's right, I admit it. My real name is Meanie Miney. That quack doctor, he got what he deserved in the end. And I was so close to finally ditching Meanie too. So close. But why? Why would you go so far as to throw away yourself to become your own sister? I think I understand why. Meanie Miney wanted her old self to disappear because of this. That's about the malpractice incident. Dr. Gray was right. The mistake was caused by the nurse, a nurse by the name of Meanie Miney. That's right, the person standing before us today. In a few weeks after this mishap, Meanie Miney had a car accident in which she lost her younger sister. That the timing couldn't have been worse. 14 patients dying in that incident and her own sister's life extinguished. It was all too much to bear. I found a way for myself to escape it all, the only way. She lost everything in the flames of the accident, her sister, and even her own face. This was her last chance. Her chance to throw away her past and start a new life as her sister. Unbelievable. A plan beyond my wildest imaginations. That jerk. If only he hadn't thought of that channeling mumbo jumbo. Mumbo jumbo? Becoming Eni has been the most horrible experience in the world. Spirit channeling, the occult, I hate it. I hate it all. I believe there are still a few unsolved riddles here, such as why did Miss Meanie choose to go with such a complicated plan, and why did Miss Morgan Fay agree to help her execute it? Regardless, I believe one thing has been made crystal clear: the innocence of the defendant, Maya Fey. This is preposterous. I am perfect. Me, Franziska von Karma. I'm going to enjoy the news tonight, Miss von Karma. How about you? It's going to be broadcasted all over the world, right? Your defeat, that is? Yow! Ooh! Ow, 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 ow! Ow, 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 ow! And one more for good measure. Phoenix? Hang in there, Phoenix. Phoenix? This court is a fraud, a sham. Now then, it looks like it will be a while, some time before Mr. Wright regains consciousness. So I will go ahead and pronounce the verdict. Not guilty. This is all. This court is adjourned. Congratulations, Maya. Sis. It's good to see you, Maya. How are you doing? Sis. I didn't kill anyone, did I? No, you didn't. It was all just a dream. A really bad dream. You know, sis? In my dream, I smelled a really familiar scent. A familiar scent. I was inside that clothing box, right? That box. That was the box you used to store your clothes in a long time ago. That's right. There's still one thing I don't quite get. What's that? What would have happened if Maya hadn't shot Dr. Gray? I mean, we broke in because we heard a gunshot. I think Meanie Miney had planned to open the door to the chamber herself. And then you and Lotta would have witnessed quite a scene. Possibly a possessed Maya Fey who had just committed the murder. She had it planned down to the smallest detail. Nick, congratulations, Maya. Thanks. Looks like you bailed me out of another jam. Well, you know. But I really don't want something like this to happen ever again. Oh, it will. Don't you worry. I'm fine because I have you to help me out, Nick. But every time something happens, I lose someone special to me. First my sister, and now my aunt, and then your mother. Oh wait, spoilers. Hey Nick, tell me why my aunt went and did something so horrible. Why would she help Meanie Miney with a plan like that? I just don't understand it. Nick, Maya, it's over. Why don't we just let it be? Nick, please, I need an answer. The reason Morgan helped Meanie with her plan was... well, it's pretty obvious. Pearly? 4 years from now, a new master will be born into the Korin village. And that person will be Maya. Will be you, Maya. But if you weren't there, then the main family blood would disappear. And what would happen then? The Branch family, my aunt. No, Morgan's spiritual power is too weak. The next person would be Pearls. Ah! Everything was done for her sake. It was also that Pearls would become the next master. Yeah, I can see that. Did Maya just say something just now? I think that she was saying... I thought so. Date and time unknown, detention center. Blah, blah, blah. My precious Pearl, you are the only one suitable to be master of the Corina. Dear child, I sacrificed it all for you. Helped that brainless nurse carry out her murder, and cooperated with that whipped happy prosecutor. It was all to unset that annoying, witless main family girl, that Maya Fey. But I shall be patient, my dearest Pearl. A chance will present itself. Your time will come. A brand new episode has been added. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. Prepare to witness a man who has mastered the wonder of flight. The world's greatest magician. The one, the only. Maximilian Galactica. Dun, 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 dun. Wow, that was like being in a dream. I haven't ever caught my breath yet. I haven't even caught my... That was pretty amazing, wasn't it, Pearly? It was great. There was a dancing bear, and a tiger that jumped through a ring of fire, an elephant that rode a giant ball, not to mention that guy who flew through the air. Yeah, Max Galactica. He was absolutely fabulous. Huh? What, Max? Max Galactica, the world's greatest magician. A magician? No, a magician. Mr. Nick? Huh? What is it, Pearls? Does magic have anything to do with channeling spirits? I don't think it has anything to do with channeling. You don't know about magic, do you, Pearls? I'm sorry. I braved the winter cold and took Pearls to see the circus. It's been 6 months since that terrible incident in Corina village, and it was during that trying time that I met Pearls. Thankfully, she seems to be recovering from it, and it is returning to her normal self. Ah, it's time to go. You're right, we can't miss the last train. Pearls, you remember the train? Of course I did, but I don't really understand what everyone means by express train. Well, Nick, see you later. I'll come by and help clean the office. It's gonna be spotless for you, New Year. Don't worry about it, really. You were going to visit Mr. Nick on New Year's? Maybe. I'm glad you will spend your New Year's with your special someone. But Pearly, look, it's time to go. Happy New Year's, Mr. Nick. Happy New Year. I really hope it will turn out that way. Well, today wraps it up for this year. I hope I can finish cleaning this place up in one day. Hello, this is Right and Co. Nick, it's terrible. Maya, perfect timing. They're terrible here too, huh? The office is a terrible mess, and I have to clean it up. What are you talking about? My dirty office. What are you talking about? Listen, Nick, you have to turn on the TV. The TV? Now let's check at the scene. Huh? What happened? Thank you. You were here at the Very Big Circus. The Very Big Circus has become the center of a sensational murder. The scene has created quite a stir among the throngs of the excited onlookers. The Very Big Circus. That's the circus we went to, right? They're saying that there was a murder. Yeah, they arrested him too. Arrested who? Max. They arrested Max Galactica. Maximilian Galactica? Fans called him Max. A popular magician who can fly through the sky at will. Alright, Nick. I'll see you in 2 hours at the detention center. Huh? What? See you there. You still got plenty of time to clean up your office later. What? Alright, I'm gonna end it here. Gonna probably go to Red Dead in a few